I'm proud of you.
Thank you so
High
much.
performance manager. That's like a real job.
It's
buddy.
a real job. Who would have thought?
I know. Buddy, it is like such a privilege to have this conversation though in this gym.
It is, yeah.
Like if these walls could talk, like how many Canadian Olympians and Paralympians have come out of this gym?
Too many, yeah.
Too many. The limit does not exist.
And hopefully a lot more.
Yeah.
This place is incredible. It's a breeding ground of success, really.
Could you ever imagine being Ryan Sommer in 2016, watching Rio
Yeah.
and being like, maybe I'm going to become a bobsleigh athlete?
No,
And then doing RBC Training Ground.
that felt like lifetimes ago. Yeah.
It does feel like a lifetime ago, but in some respects, it's also just the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And now you're here talking about 2030 and how the program will continue to help.
Yeah, it's really full circle for me. Like getting into the sport, going through RBC Training Ground as an athlete, being named a future Olympian, going to the Olympics, and now overseeing and heading up the entire Bobsleigh Canada skeleton recruitment pathway with RBC Training Ground. It is special, and I really don't take that for granted. I love being able to walk into a gym and across Canada, really, and I can say someone in this group will go to the Olympics. It could be this year, it could be in 5 years. Once again, I'm being honest through my own experience, like someone will. And RBC Training Ground is built for bobsleigh. And I think it's just such a great avenue for athletes who, similar to me, maybe went through an entire development pathway in one sport and maybe just didn't have it, and they can fall in love with another sport and continue that journey. And I think it's awesome.
You've been retired for what, 3 and change?
3 and a bit, yeah.
Does it feel the same as like your role now being in a technical kind of coaching position?
It's different. It's great though. I feel the energy when I'm in here, which I love. And that's what really drew me to the sport of bobsled, the team environment, the people. And now that I'm in a different role, I still feel that when I'm here. So it's awesome. And yeah, that's why I love it.
2016,
Yeah.
you were forest firefighting in Manning, Alberta.
Yeah.
Way up north.
Beautiful place.
I actually haven't been.
It's about an hour north of Peace River.
Very
so
north.
You're north.
You drive all the way to Richmond, BC.
Yeah.
17 hours, I believe.
Yeah.
To try out for the Bob team.
At the Richmond Oval.
The Richmond Oval, which is very close to my heart.
Yeah.
I know. It is close to my heart. What an amazing legacy there. Tell me that story. Do you mind?
I was in Manning, Alberta, and it was the year that there was a lot of fires in Fort McMurray. Mm-hmm. So we spent about a month of time in Fort McMurray total, and we finally got back to Manning, and we were watching the opening ceremonies for 2016 Rio. So super exciting. I'm on a 20-person crew. We're watching the opening ceremonies as a group, and then we kind of go around in a circle asking like, oh, what sport could you go to the Olympics for? I had just graduated, so I was done track and field, and everyone was going in a circle, and I knew a track athlete that did bobsleigh, and I was like, I think I could do bobsleigh. It's similar training. I'm like a bigger guy, and it turned into a running joke, and I was like, well, like I'll do this. So I looked up, I reached out to the recruiter and was like, hey, is there any, like, how do I get into the sport? Because at the time there was no great pathway that I was aware of. And on our days off, we had 6 days off, there was a recruitment camp in Richmond. So me and 5 guys drove down in my little Volkswagen Golf. I had not been really training at the time. I'm in the bush carrying around like fire or like water bags, carrying hose and a shovel for months at a time. So I went down, I did very average at testing, and it was me and one of my crewmates. We both did the testing. Okay. So me and Dougie Layton, shout out Dougie. We both did it, didn't really think anything of it. That fall, I was moving to Calgary for more schooling, and I got there and I got an email from the provincial team, and they said, hey, we got your results from the testing. Are you interested in trying to push? And I said, oh yeah, like I don't really know anyone in Calgary. I was in school in Lethbridge. So I was like, yeah, let's give this a try. And I remember when I got to Calgary, seeing the 2018, like that Olympic team, that group of legends, guys and gals. It was big, strong, fast people. And I remember looking into this gym and thinking, I want to do that. Like, that is so cool. Like, there's legends like Justin Cripps, Jesse Lumsden, Lascelles Brown. The list goes on and on. Like, all of them at the time were so dominant in the sport. And I just remember being like, I want to do this so bad. So I got a job in this building working as a strength coach right next door here. I went all in. I did the provincial team for my first year. And then in my second year, I tested really well, and I got to go to Korea for like the fall test event to kind of try out for the alternate spots. And I remember I got a slide with Justin Cripps and Chris Spring and Nick Polianato, all those great names. And that was my first taste of the national team. And yeah, I was sold. I was like, I want to do this so bad.
I mean, it's given you your career and then some, but maybe I'm a hopeless romantic, but I just always think like, and that's how you met your wife too.
That's how I met my wife.
Like it's like the butterfly effect.
It
like
is.
if you had not gotten in that Volkswagen Golf, where would we be? We wouldn't be in these.
We wouldn't be in these seats.
We wouldn't be in these beanbags.
Yeah, and I think like for me, it was just trying to take that step outside of my comfort zone, do something I wouldn't have normally done. And I think it was partially peer pressure with my firefighting team, but also like, yes, it's given me an Olympic medal. It's given me lifelong friends. It's given me a career. It's given me a wife. It's given me so much. And I always wanted to work in sport. And to this day, like I'm doing my master's to further my professional life out of UBC in technical leadership. So like everything is just like, it's snowballing, and it's hopefully keeping me momentum going forward. And I'm really happy with the role I'm in and where the program is going. And I really want to be a part of that change moving forward.
They're lucky to have you, buddy.
Thank you.
It sounds like a silly question, but I feel like there's nothing that could prepare you for the feeling that you get in a bobsleigh going down. Like, what was going through your head the first time that you went down a track?
Yeah, the first time I went down the track, there wasn't a ton going through my head besides when is this run going to be done? Like, I think you watch it on TV and you can see, oh yeah, it's going fast, but it's like seeing an airplane in the sky, kind of like it's kind of going slow, but up there it's going real fast. And same with the bobsleigh, like see it on TV, but when you get to the track, it is going up to 157 kilometers an hour on some tracks.
157. I was gonna assume 140, but
yeah,
almost 160 kilometers. My gosh. So I know prior to bobsleigh, you were a track and field athlete.
Yeah.
So discus, shot put.
Yeah.
Threw a little javelin.
A little bit of javelin and hammer.
Hammer.
It's like a shot put on the wire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ethan Katzberg and Cameron Rogers.
Oh yeah, we got a great hammer program right now.
Does that make you excited actually?
Yeah, watching those two. Well, I was in Paris, so I actually was there the day that Ethan won gold, which was really cool.
It was spectacular.
Yeah.
No, Canada is such a throwing nation. Thanks in large part to you. But what transferable skills did you find coming from track and field to Bob?
Yeah, I think the training was really similar in the sense of power, speed. I wasn't sprinting a ton when I was doing shot put and discus, but the weight training is very similar. You're doing a lot of Olympic lifts. You need to be very dynamic. And when I learned how to run, when I started the sport of bobsleigh, those skills were very transferable.
You were the captain of your team.
Go Pronghorns, University of Lethbridge.
University of Lethbridge. She was the captain of the track and field team. Your wife.
Yep.
Wears an A. She's the captain of the Toronto Scepters.
Yeah, go Scepters.
Who's the better captain?
Oh, Blair, all day. No argument there. She's an incredible leader. Like, I still look up to her, and we talk about leadership a lot now, with me being in my role and her being in her leadership roles with Hockey Canada and the Scepters. And yeah, we bounce ideas off each other and talk about what we would do. I ask her a lot more questions. What would you do in this situation? But yeah, she's always thinking about that stuff and has a really good perspective.
Yeah, she is. She's brilliant. Do you give her like hockey tips and she gives you bob tips or no? It's like church and state.
Never. Yeah, we don't cross those disciplines.
What are you going to do in Milano Cortina? Because I'm going to assume you are in the mountains and she will be down in Milan.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm looking at helicopters, but it's likely going to be a 4.5 hour transit if needed. But yeah, I'll likely be in Cortina the majority of it. If there's any special game that I need to get to, I'll figure that trip out. But yeah, it'll be us doing our own things, and she'll be in Milan and I'll be up in the mountains.
That's like so lovely though, that you can kind of go back and forth and pick each other's brains. But what would you say your coaching or management philosophy is?
That's a good question. I think for me, it's doing what I think is right. I think it's really hard to try and please everyone in sport. And I'm learning that you're more likely to ruffle some feathers, even if you're not trying to. Yeah. And I think just sticking with my values, being very transparent, trying to communicate as frequently as possible, and making sure I'm not leaving anyone out to dry, and being honest. Like those are the things I can control. And I think as an athlete, that's what I would have wanted. So I try and lead with those values and try and make the best decision that'll impact the most.
Were you thinking about transitioning like before going to Beijing? You won a beautiful bronze there. Yeah. What helped you go, nope, I've done what I needed to do athletically?
Yeah, I think it was a lot of my teammates were retiring and I knew that was coming down the pipeline. And the next phase of my life, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do, but that excited me. And I knew I always wanted to work in sport. And there was an opportunity with Bobsled Canada Skeleton and I jumped on it. And I started off in a very entry-level administrative role. And then with a lot of changes in the program, took on more and more, kept putting my hand up and saying, yes, I'll do that, I'll do that. And I think in sport, like that's kind of what everyone is doing. Like there is, there's lean staffs and everyone has to wear multiple hats. And I love that part of it. It's every day is exciting and it can be challenging, but we have a really great team and working with that team and coming up with solutions is the best. I love it.
You are such a team guy. Like what makes you excited about bobsleighing Canada right now?
The current team, as well as the next wave. Like we've really been utilizing RBC Training Ground over the last few years. This year we had 70 athletes at our main camp, which was just a few weeks ago. And just seeing these new athletes come in with so much excitement, so much potential. It reminds me of myself. Like I came through RBC Training Ground and I fell in love with the sport, as many do. And I think being able to continue to foster that pipeline and give these athletes the opportunity to dive into the sport, maybe not jump to the highest level right away, but building that pipeline and having those entry points that maybe we haven't historically had and helping foster and develop that wave. So 2026, we have some really strong athletes, and 2030 is going to be, I think, a really strong wave of athletes coming into the program. Where
are you happiest, buddy?
I think at home, on the couch with my wife and my dog. That's kind of my happy place. Yeah, it's nice. We don't get a ton of time together.
Yeah.
Blair traveling with her season, me traveling out to Calgary and doing some travel in season. I think it's nice when we can actually just have a string together a few weeks. My parents always laugh. They're like, "Oh, it's so nice you two are together for a few nights." Getting out, just doing things we like golfing or fishing and walking the dog, getting a pup cup for the dog.
What's your puppy's name?
Archie.
Archie!
Yeah, he's a Australian Labradoodle.
Your favorite thing, just going for a walk?
Yeah, going for a walk. We have a great loop around our house, right by the water. It's so great, the weather out there at this time of year. So
where's Archie right now?
He's at home with the sitter.
Yeah,
we have a couple sitters. Like actually, they're always on speed dial. It's like if we kind of use a couple. Sometimes we use an app that they come and walk the dog, and yeah, it's good.
And are they ever like, is this Blair Turnbull's dog?
Well, sometimes they come and stay in our house, and they must look on the photo albums and see
like who are
Blair's
these people?
World Championship ring on the bookshelf.
Just celebrities. They're just like us. What does success look like for you in this new super exciting role going into Milano Cortina?
I think success for me is continuing to push the athletes and on the ice and off the ice. We're really focusing on culture with this new group of athletes coming through, something we're really taking seriously. And I think it's great to go get success on the hill, but that's so few people that reach that. And I think if we can foster good people and great teammates and supportive, those are things they can take with them outside of the sport. So I think that would be successful for me, is to continue to push the needle on culture and have a culture where people are proud to come back to. And alumni want to be very collaborative and join the alumni program and stuff like that. So
you've mentioned absolute legends of the sport. You've competed against them, trained with them, competed with them. What are some of the lessons that they've taught you that now you're passing on to this new generation?
Yeah, I think the biggest one is be a good teammate. And it sounds so simple, but the races, the wins, the losses, I think those kind of fall away and you forget those.
Yeah.
But a good teammate, you will never forget a good teammate. So those are the things that I try and pass forward. And sometimes it's hard. It should be easy, but it can be hard. You're traveling with the same group of people. You're all fighting for a spot, but at the end of the day, those are the things you're going to remember, because sport is such a small part of your life.
Yeah.
But when I look back, I think of the road trips, the sled work, the polishing parties when we spend hours polishing. The races is cool. The races is fun.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the sport. But I look back and I think of the memories with the great people that impacted me and who I still stay in touch with to this day.
Ain't that the truth? I can remember maybe 5 races
Yeah,
in my
right.
entire life.
Exactly.
But I could tell you what I was doing like when I was 16 in Ottawa and the weather was too warm, you know, and we got pizza. Like,
yeah, and someone treated you good and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, like,
Yeah.
like that really impacted me, and I want to impact others that same way. And yeah, being honest with them. And sometimes it's hard conversations. Sometimes it's fun conversations. Being a good teammate, even with the different dynamic as me in a leadership role and them looking for advice sometimes. And yeah, just be a good teammate, be a good person, and
push hard, go fast.
push hard and go fast. Thanks so much for today.
Thank you.
That was a
I
blast.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
I truly am very inspired. I love being here.
Yeah.